Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about some cool tips and tricks for Dimir Aggro in Pioneer. Things that you should know if you're playing Dimir Aggro, but even if you're just playing against Dimir Aggro, because they can get you on some of this stuff. First off is understanding the overall strategy of the deck. What they're attempting to do is combine ninjutsu and cool enter the battlefield effects from evasive creatures. So they have cards like Flood Pits, Drowner, Fairy Miscreant, Spyglass Siren that they want to enter the battlefield. And in fact, it can enter the battlefield multiple times because when they attack with them, and they're all evasive in their own way, they can ninjutsu with Kaido or Moon Circuit Hacker or even Thousand Face Shadow to return that card to their hand. The ninjutsu'd card is just like does something very powerful when you ninjutsu it, and then you can replay that enter the battlefield effect and just kind of overwhelm your opponent with value, essentially. You have to understand that that's the thing that Dimir Aggro is doing. This becomes even more powerful with cards like Mockingbird. Mockingbird being evasive in and of itself, so it's really good to ninjutsu, but also every time it enters, it can copy a different thing that is good for the situation. In addition, having all these evasive creatures helps Kaido not just because of the ninjutsu, but its 0 is Surveil 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. And so even if you're just dealing 1 damage in the air with Spyglass Siren or Fairy Miscreant, you can then 0 Kaido and be able to Surveil 2 and draw a card, which is delicious. Similarly, Enduring Curiosity is loving all of these evasive creatures because it gets to draw a card whenever it deals combat damage to the opponent, even if it's just 1 damage in the air. And so this deck is just so good at capitalizing on having small evasive creatures through ninjutsu, and just like dealing that combat damage is very powerful as well. And so it forces you to spend removal spells on 1/1 flyers and things like that, which is just awful. It's just awful. The last kind of tip and trick I wanted to mention was Mutavault. So Mutavault, yes, it is not evasive, but it's a land that we can man up and attack, and then we can ninjutsu Mutavault, which honestly is pretty good when we're in a pinch, because when we ninjutsu, good stuff happens, like, you know, Moon Circuit Hacker lets us draw cards, etc., etc., and then we can just replay Mutavault as the land for turn, which is pretty good, especially if we like want to ninjutsu something but also want a blocker and we have a bunch of mana. We can attack with Mutavault, ninjutsu Mutavault, do the ninjutsu stuff, and then replay Mutavault untapped and be able to block with it. But those are the fun Dimir Aggro tips and tricks. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social media. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.